Hi there, Roger Brooks here, and today I want to talk to you about toiletry kits. As you know, I'm not a big fan of checking a bag. As a matter of fact, you'll see a great video here about how to pack for a 2-week trip without checking a bag. But I'm also not a big fan of those big, blocky toiletry kits that take up so much room in your suitcase, and you end up with wrinkled clothes and not enough room for everything else you want to bring. Instead, I happen to love this little Toomey Alpha 2 split travel kit. This is a great little kit. These sell for like $65 US. And what I like about this is you can only bring on flights 3 ounces or less in any single container, and it all has to fit in a quart-sized bag. Well, this side of this travel kit is about a quart-sized bag. Plus, it's got a transparent cover, so if security ever needs to see through it, they can. But I'm going to show you how I pack this and why I love it so much. This is all the stuff I would typically bring. This is enough to last me 10 days, maybe even a little longer, sometimes even 2 weeks. You know, I might need to replenish 1 or 2 things. So I'm going to pack this. First of all, I do bring some shaving cream. Sometimes I have to do some trimming or whatever. You might have that. My wife actually would use it for shaving her legs, underarms, those types of things. I also bring some deodorant, so I put that in there. And then I also bring in this little shampoo bottle. I love these. It's less than 3 ounces. It's easy, squishy, and I've got a separate video about those. So we'll put that in there. I'm a big fan of Flonase. This is really good. It keeps my nostrils dry. Airline air is very dry, so I have that. And I have some Nasacort. It helps me with allergies, and I'm putting all this stuff in here. Now, I also have pretty dry skin, and so I need face lotion. Now, there's no way I would bring this big, huge bottle here. This is only 2 ounces, but it takes up so much room. This is a month's worth, so why would I bring a month's worth when I'm only going to be gone somewhere for a week to 2 weeks? So what I tend to do is I'll take and scoop out this, and I put it in just a little container. This happens to be a little Origins container, but any little container about that size, that gives me 10 days to 2 weeks of face lotion. And I will also put that in this travel kit. And then lastly, when it comes to liquids, I've got a couple more little things. Number 1 is toothpaste, and there's a separate video on this. And why you can use regular toothpaste tubes to fill this, so it's refillable. And I will put it in this travel kit. I actually have some Cord Aid, but you might have any other kind of liquid that you might want to bring, so I can fit it in there. And then, you know, every once in a while you stay in a hotel and you end up with really dry eyes, or a pillow is poking the eye, you end up with red eye. So I always bring a little bit of this Clear Eyes, this little bit of, it gets rid of the redness in your eyes. Now, I just put all of my liquids in this side. I can zip this up, and here you can see I have a good 10 days to 2 weeks worth of all the liquids I'm going to need. Now, I have the other side. And in my case, I use an Oral-B toothbrush right here. And this is the power cord for it. So I'm going to pack that power cord here in case I need to charge it while I'm gone. And then I also bring an electric razor. Here it is. I tend to use a Braun. These things I pack in a channel, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So I'm going to put this cord in here. And then, you know, I bring here a razor. So if I want to do some touching up, I'll bring that. So I've got that here as well. And then I have a pair of fingernail or toenail clippers, whatever you want to call them, right here. We can fit those in there. I actually like these little tooth flossers. These little, they call them, they're like picks. It's got a little pick, and you put in these little plastic bags. You can buy these plastic bags by the dozens. Some people put pills in them, you name it. So I'm going to include that in there. And then I've got my daily drugs, whether it's like 1-a-day vitamins or whatever kind of drugs you have. There's a week's worth right there. So, and the rest I can just put in a suitcase if I'm gone somewhere for 2 weeks. So I'm going to put that in here. Then I actually do some melatonin in the evening when I'm doing different time changes, those kinds of things. I like melatonin. It helps me go to sleep and it helps me adjust to time zones easier. So I'm putting that in there. In my case, I get some springtime allergies, so I take one of these little tiny cases. It's got some little Claritin or something in there. And then for a hairbrush, if you have a bigger hairbrush, you have more hair than I do. But for me, something this thin works just fine. Now, if you need a bigger one or have more hair than I do, then absolutely put a hairbrush, but put in one of the channels in your suitcase. But I'm also going to put that in here. And then, you know, if I eat and I'm sloppy and I want to get something on me, this is a little shouted out. These are little packets to get stains out of your clothes, or they could be for sunglass wipes or anything that you want. And so I can put them in here. Now, so what I did is I put just about everything I could possibly need that would be considered a toiletry in this little To-Me kit. So now I can zip up these two sides here, and now I've got a toiletry kit. Now here's what I like. Inside your suitcase, you put this in a channel and this in a channel. So let me get those out of the way for right now. I call that channel packing, and you'll see that. But then, here's what I like about this. Most suitcases have a front pouch like this. Now, what I like to do is I take this toiletry kit and I don't fold it up. I just leave it like this, and I can slide it right inside my suitcase just like this. I don't have to scrunch my clothes down. I don't have to do anything. It's right there. And if you wear contacts and you need to get contact solution out and you're on a flight, you could easily pull this out without getting out your suitcase, opening it all up to find your toiletry kit. Or if security needs to see it, it's easily accessible there. I love that. And so that's why I like this kind of toiletry kit. Now, if you decide, well, I'm not even going to put it in my suitcase, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a backpack or in a briefcase, that's fine too. In that case, you can fold this up. It does zip on the outside just like this, and it has a handle on it, and then you can just put it inside a backpack and it's all right there. And it's still smaller than the average toiletry kit. I love using these, and it's the way that you should pack when you go on a trip. It's easy, it's flexible, it holds everything you need for a week or 2 weeks, and it is the way to go.